Marie Antoinette Castelli. I live in Maysville, Kentucky. I'm from New Jersey. Um, what I believe, I'm a Muslim, and I believe in my deen. Islam is not just a religion, it's a deen, it's a whole way of life. It has the Quran and the Sunnah, has a whole system of life. It has justice system, judges, it's the Sharia law. And I believe in, would love to live in that kind of environment. Um, though here in America, it's a secular country, and I live in a diverse community, and my relation to society is, I like what they claim to have as freedom, freedom of religion, freedom of the, dress, but it's not really here. It's not really what is in America. I get a lot of oppression, and example is with my divorce case, because I wore a scarf and I'm Muslim. I lost my entire house and my entire 25 years of working income, and my children, and everything was taken from me, and I was made homeless. So it's very oppressive, and I believe in America you should be able to be a Muslim, and you should be able to dress as you like and practice as you like, and you actually should have the opportunity to have a Sharia court if you're a Muslim, because that's your system and that's what you believe and that's what you pay into. You should be able to have a Sharia court in America, but at this time there is not that, so Muslims are being oppressed pretty much. My purpose in life is to prepare for the next life, because I'm 55 years old, so this life's pretty much over. Prepare, repent in anything I'm doing wrong. I'm human. Humans make mistakes and make errors, and have to repent. And I'm trying to protect my life for the Day of Judgment. Be a good person. I love animals very much, and I have dogs, and a lot of Muslims don't like dogs, so I'm not a fanatic, and I'm not an extremist that I don't want dogs, I won't touch dogs, I kill dogs. That is not me. I love dogs, and I even have a few pictures on my wall. You'll see some of the Muslims are very strict, will not have the pictures. So I am very far from the fundamentalist or extremist, but because I have a scarf on, people call anyone with a scarf on extremist Muslims, because I love Muslim. I'm supposed to not love Muslim, be ashamed of it. I'm not apologetic. I'm very against apologetic. I used to be Christian, and I was against apologetic Christians. That's my faith, and that's what I believe, and I don't want to have to hide in a closet about it. Even the gays now are coming out in public, so why can't I, as a Muslim, be happy about my faith and proud of it? So there is a war in Islam, and America and some other countries, the West, they want to force their system and their democracy on other cultures and other religions and other nations out of their jurisdiction. I don't believe America should be fighting in the Middle East, and it's not their culture, it's not their system. If they don't want a democracy, so be it. Why do they have to have a westernized system? Why? It's not our business in America to get involved, and if American taxpayers shouldn't be paying for weapons and stuff in other countries. You could recommend something to them, but if they don't want to follow it, you don't force it down their throat. It is haram to target non-combatants in Islam, but the thing is what the definition of non-combatant is, because Islam in Muslim countries, they have their own jurisdiction, their own courts, and they have different definitions. Now, you might think someone is not like in an army, so they're not a combatant, but they might be a journalist or something, but they could be hired by the governments to go over there and undermine Islam. That is kind of like a spy. They didn't get approved to come into that country, but they come in and they're reporting with a twist to it to try to undermine. So they're kind of like a spy or undermining, their government. So they might arrest them. And then you'll say, well, that's a journalist. He's not a combatant. But so it's a definition. And I don't want to be involved in that. But who am I to say? But just as understanding. So just watch your terminology. A combatant, what is a combatant? A combatant to a Muslim might not be the same as someone in the West, what they define as it. So don't accuse them of, arresting journalists non-combatants, because maybe there's more to it. You just have to. Everyone should be innocent to proven guilty, and then you should have a court case, no matter which system you have. In a Sharia court, they don't just kill people; they actually you go through a trial, and if you're guilty, it's 100%. Then you might get the penalty or whatever. But a lot of Western media just overlooks the Islamic Sharia justice system and acts like they're just killing anybody randomly, which is not, the case that is on the ground. So just know what you're talking about and don't accuse people. And I just wanted to introduce you to myself and what I believe. I'm very happy in my faith. I love Islam very much. I would love to live with the Deen. I would like the Sharia system versus the system. I don't like democracy. I don't like the politics that are non-Islamic. And I have been impressed greatly. I mean, with my divorce system and the divorce cases and the courts here, I've lost my house, I've lost my children, I've lost everything. And I just want to live my life. And I'm old now, I'm 55. I just want to, in my old age, I have osteoporosis. I just want to have a bed to sleep in and shower and be clean and have food to eat and walk my dogs and, prepare for the next life and spiritually prepare myself for the end of life. So I just, trying to survive. And I don't like to be called an extremist or fundamentalist they're just words. If an extremist means I love my religion, I love it so much, I'm extremist. If you want to say I'm a terrorist because I love my religion, I don't have a weapon, I'm not terrorizing anybody, but if that's what your definition is, then maybe I'll be glad to be it, but I am not. And I'm sick of people calling you that and impressing and forcing their stuff on me, trying to force me not to take my scarf off. I don't like that. I'm not forcing you to put a scarf on, so you shouldn't be forcing me to take it off. And a lot of anti-Islamic people here in the West don't want to be forced to, I'm not going to wear a burqa, I don't like Sharia, I don't like this, I don't want that in my country. But they try to force on me, you have to take it off, you have to do this. Why? It's supposed to be America, it's supposed to be freedom of religion. Why can't I cover my body? If it's my body and I don't want you to see my body, I don't want you to see let's say my arms. I don't want you to see my arm. Maybe you think, it's just an arm, it doesn't matter. That's in your belief. I don't want my arm to be seen. Why should men see my arm if I don't want them to? So I would like my right and honor to not dictate to me what I wear on my own body. So that's what I believe in. And that's actually an American thing for freedom, that they always stand freedom. And that's what I would like. I was born American, I'm American. I want my freedom and my choices. And my choice is to cover myself and to practice my faith. And I would like to be free to do that and not be oppressed and not have to be in a closet. Even the gays are coming out of the closet. So why do I have to hide my religion and say, I'm not a fundamentalist, I'm not this? I want to relax and enjoy my religion. And I'm American, and it's supposed to be all this freedom. Why can't I have the freedom that I paid into the system and grew up in it? And I have Italian and German blood. Well, Europeans who came to America, and my parents were born in America. I'm American, but just because of this piece of cloth on my head, people think I'm Arab blood. I don't have no Arab blood in me. But people with a scarf have been called fundamentalists, terrorists, extremists. There's all these labels and names, and you don't judge the person for the person. You'll say I'm a Muslim, Arab extremist. I don't have no Arab blood if you check my blood. And fundamentalists or extremism, I have pictures in the back of my head here on a wall. Muslims very strict will not put a picture up. They believe an angel will come to the house, and with a dog in the house. I have a dog in my house. I sleep with my dog. So I don't consider myself a terrorist, an extremist, or anything like that. But if you want to call me that, I can't stop you. And just because I'm wearing a scarf and just because I love my religion and because I'm not afraid to say I love it. I don't like being apologetic. When I was a Christian, I didn't like apologetic Christians. And you believe what you believe. To me, be my religion. To you, be yours. And this is just so you understand where I'm coming from, what I believe, and just so you know. But don't label people. All I recommend to you is not to label people, and you should be innocent until proven guilty, and everyone should have the trial in their system that they believe in. Muslims should go in the Sharia system. They should be allowed to have a Sharia judge and a Sharia court to practice for their culture and their faith and their religion, their system. Islam is a deen, the deen of Islam. They're Islamic Americans, they're Muslim Americans. There should be a Sharia court in America to handle them. At this point, there is not, but at least the respect and not the labeling and oppression that goes on. So that's all I hope for, a better world and a better, understanding. And don't accuse somebody and don't throw rocks when you live in glass houses. Look at yourself in the mirror first, and don't call someone a terrorist and when you're the terrorist. If who has the bombs? Who is throwing bombs at another foreign country that has nothing to do with your jurisdiction? You don't throw a bomb at this other country with another religion, another faith, and kill all the people and try to force your democracy on them, and then say they're terrorists. So I mean, in America, I took a course on terrorism at Excelsior University in New York, upstate New York, where they teach a lot of the military. And they even talked about, like, Marie Antoinette, the French Revolution, who I was named after, when the first word of terrorism came about, and it was top-down terrorism from the government when they would, terrorize the people and killed the queen even. So, somebody's freedom fighter or somebody's terrorist and vice versa. So just watch out with the labeling, and don't label people that, without evidence and proof and, 100% sure, without reasonable doubt, all that kind of stuff. And don't oppress people. Don't force democracy on them. Don't force your system on them, or your faith, or your religion, or your dress. I mean, I see half the people I live around here with their underwear showing and their belly shirts, and I don't want to look at their belly and their ass. I don't want to see the guy climbing in the bus with his ass hair sticking out his backside. I don't want to see that. I'm trying to be religious and conservative, and I dress conservative. I don't want to see other people's asses sticking out, but they're allowed to do that, and that's their freedom. But I'm not allowed to cover. Why do you cover? Why, I get harassed for my covering, but it's my body. But if I went nude in the bus, it would be okay, and that is not fear, and that is discriminatory, and that's terrorizing me. So just so you understand, that's my belief. I mean, live and let live, and allow me mine. I'm not forcing you. I have not pulled a knife on anybody. I don't even have a knife. I have not said you have to wear a scarf. You have to wear a kneecap. If I want to wear a kneecap, I would like to wear a kneecap, and I don't want anybody harassing me over it. So that's my belief.